Walk into almost any sari-sari store in the Philippines and you'll notice something unusual. Tiny packets hanging everywhere, small packets of shampoo, small packets of coffee, small packets of detergent, small packets of seasoning, small packets of toothpaste, even small packets of cooking oil. To many Filipinos this looks completely normal. It's simply part of everyday life. But for many foreigners visiting the Philippines, it's one of the first things they notice. Why is everything sold in tiny sachets? Why buy one serving of shampoo instead of an entire bottle? Why buy enough coffee for one day instead of a week's supply? Why purchase a small amount of detergent instead of a large box? At first glance, it doesn't seem to make much sense. Buying larger quantities is usually cheaper in the long run. The math is simple. A large bottle often costs less per use than many small packets combined. So why would millions of people continue buying sachets? The answer reveals something fascinating about the Philippine economy, consumer behavior, and daily life. And it starts with a simple reality. Cash flow matters more than total cost. Imagine two products sitting on a shelf. One bottle of shampoo costs $180. A single sachet costs P7. The bottle may be the better value. The bottle may last longer. The bottle may save money over time. But the bottle requires $180 today. The sachet only requires P7. For many households, that difference matters. Not because people don't understand value, not because they can't do the math, because daily budgeting often works differently. Many families manage expenses one day at a time, 1 week at a time, sometimes one payday at a time. In that environment, affordability today can matter more than savings later, and that's where sachets become powerful. They lower the immediate cost of purchase. Instead of buying a large product all at once, consumers buy only what they need for the moment. 1 day's worth, 1 meal's worth, 1 wash, 1 use. That flexibility helps households manage limited budgets. And once a system solves a real problem, it tends to spread. That's exactly what happened in the Philippines. Over time, manufacturers realized something important. Millions of consumers wanted access to products, but many couldn't always afford larger packages. The solution wasn't lowering quality. The solution was reducing package size. Suddenly products became accessible to more people. A person who couldn't buy a large bottle of shampoo could still buy shampoo. A household that couldn't purchase a large container of cooking oil could still cook dinner. The sachet wasn't just packaging, it became a bridge between products and consumers. And once companies recognized the demand, the market exploded. More products entered sachet form, more stores stocked them, more consumers adopted them. Eventually, the system became part of everyday life. Today, many international business schools actually study the Philippine sachet economy because it demonstrates something important. Consumers don't always make decisions based purely on long-term value. They make decisions based on immediate reality. And immediate reality often determines purchasing behavior more than anything else. But income isn't the only reason sachets became successful. Convenience played a huge role too. The Philippines has one of the world's largest networks of neighborhood stores, known as sari-sari stores. These small businesses exist almost everywhere, in cities, in provinces, in residential neighborhoods, along busy roads, near schools, near transport terminals. For many communities, the sari-sari store is the closest retail outlet available. And unlike supermarkets, these stores operate with a limited shelf space. Every inch matters. Large products take up room. Small sachets can be displayed efficiently. Hundreds can hang from a single rack. Dozens of different products can fit into a tiny space. This creates advantages for both store owners and customers. Store owners can offer greater variety. Customers can buy exactly what they need. No more, no less. Need enough coffee for tomorrow morning? Buy 1 packet. Need detergent for today's laundry? Buy 1 packet. Need cooking oil for tonight's meal? Buy a small amount. The transaction becomes simple, flexible, affordable. And over time, people become accustomed to this way of shopping. It becomes part of routine behavior. In fact, many consumers prefer the flexibility even when they could afford larger quantities, because sachets reduce waste, reduce storage needs, and make spending feel more manageable. Another reason sachets succeeded is accessibility. The Philippines consists of thousands of islands. Transporting goods across an archipelago creates logistical challenges. Products must move between islands. across mountains, through remote communities, into areas far from major distribution centers. Small packages simplify distribution. Retailers can stock larger varieties, wholesalers can supply more locations, manufacturers can reach more consumers. The system becomes remarkably efficient. This is one reason the sachet economy expanded beyond personal care products. Today you'll find sachets containing coffee, milk, seasoning, soap, shampoo, conditioner, toothpaste, detergent, fabric softener, cooking ingredients, beverages, snacks, and many other products. The format proved so successful that companies continued expanding it. What started as a solution for affordability became a dominant retail strategy. Global corporations took notice. Many multinational companies adapted specifically for the Philippine market. Products that might only be sold in large containers elsewhere were redesigned into sachets locally. Why? Because consumer behavior demanded it, the market rewarded it, the system worked, and businesses rarely ignore systems that work, but sachets also created debate because every advantage comes with trade-offs. One of the biggest criticisms involves waste. Millions of small packets create enormous amounts of packaging. Unlike large reusable containers, sachets are designed for single use. Open, use, discard, repeat. When multiplied across millions of consumers and millions of purchases, the environmental impact becomes significant. Plastic waste has become one of the biggest concerns associated with sachet culture. Environmental organizations frequently highlight the challenge. Governments continue searching for solutions. Companies explore alternative materials. Recycling initiatives expand. Yet solving the problem isn't simple, because the same packaging that creates waste also provides affordability and accessibility. Remove sachets entirely, and some consumers lose convenient access to products. Keep sachets unchanged and environmental concerns continue growing. Finding a balance remains difficult. This is why the conversation surrounding sachets often extends beyond packaging. It becomes a conversation about economics, poverty, consumer access, environmental sustainability, business strategy, and social realities, because the sachet economy didn't emerge by accident. It emerged because it solved problems that millions of people faced every day, and many of those problems still exist. Yet despite criticism, the future of the sachet economy may not involve disappearance. It may involve evolution. Companies are experimenting with refill systems, reusable containers, alternative packaging materials, more sustainable solutions. Technology continues advancing. Consumer preferences continue changing. Environmental awareness continues increasing. The market is adapting, just as it adapted decades ago when sachets first became popular. That's what makes this story so interesting. At first glance, those tiny packets hanging in a neighborhood store seem insignificant. Just packaging, just convenience, just another product on a shelf. But they're actually evidence of something much larger, a unique economic system, a retail strategy studied around the world, a response to real consumer needs, a solution shaped by income patterns, geography, distribution networks, and daily life. The sachet became successful because it met people where they were, not where economists thought they should be, not where marketers hoped they would be, where they actually were. And that simple insight changed shopping habits across an entire country. The next time you walk into a Sari store and see hundreds of tiny packets hanging overhead, you'll be looking at more than products. You'll be looking at one of the most successful retail innovations in modern Philippine history, a system built around flexibility, affordability, accessibility, and the everyday realities of millions of consumers. That's why everything seems to be sold in small packets in the Philippines, because those small packets solved a very big problem.